Greetings and salutations, and welcome back once again to Gettysburg. Now, where we left off, it was we were somewhat crumping in the Federal left flank. However, the Second Corps was arriving, and the Federals were counter-attacking on my left. So, because I chose to abandon it mostly, but we shall see what has happened. How goes? There we go. As you can see, the Federal line really just has almost snapped under the pressure. That's von Gilsa. The Federal line just finally broke under the pressure. Which is absolutely perfect. And long overdue. The Third Corps continues to battle with Hood, while McLaws tries to break this chunk of the Third Corps. What's my losses like at the moment? 8,500 infantry, 400 cavalry. He's lost 6,500 infantry and 1,000 cav. Who did they lose? Right, they lost Triton, didn't they? Hello. Interesting. He's my guess is he's going to place a wall of guns here, so that when I do break through, I just get blasted in the face. Wouldn't surprise me, to be fair. So, at the moment, the Federals are strongest on the wings, so they've got to be weak in the centre, and in this case, with the cavalry is chasing me. Who's that? That's Jones. I believe this is all 5th Corps arriving up the Hanover Road and taking up position on my left. Zook. I saw Zook, which is 2nd Corps. We're trying to build some defences in the town so that if he wants to try and take them, he's going to have to fight hard for it. I should have done that beforehand, but the position is sort of really dodgy, so there's no guarantee I will want to hold the position. Roads being behind the ridge for now. I might be able to... I'm trying to just obfuscate and constantly change the location of where troops and divisions are. So he has to constantly guess. That's why I've pulled most of roads out of the line and also pulled back early. But also I'd rather have them actually useful than sitting on Benner's Hill doing nothing, so... Even if I have to abandon the town, which it looks like I might have to, given the arrival of the 5th Corps. The Irish pouring in a bit of fire to my flank. Carr, Cordwell and Zook out. He's desperate to try and hold on, so he's throwing troops in where he can. Certainly is making it interesting. You are disrupted. They're pulling back. More troops are pulling back. He's trying to pull back, but I'm really trying to make it not easy for him, to say the least. Yeah, that's definitely the Irish Brigade because, one, because of the unit card, but also two, because they're in an atrocious state. Those 12 guns there. Ugh. I suppose if Wilcox can swarm over, I leave perhaps Posey to fight these von Gilsa boys. More federal guns arriving up the Tawny Town Road. So yeah, this must be the lead elements of the 2nd Corps, if there's troops down here as well. Question is, what is he going to do? Is he going to try and throw them into the meat grinder? Or is he going to basically construct a second line on Cemetery Ridge? Personally, I would be looking to create a secondary line on Cemetery Ridge in his position, and force me to smash my head against it. still, my boys are really doing quite well. Tough situation, they're still doing well. You know what? Let's see if we can get something more interesting. There we go. Just to have something else. Alrighty.
The winter is gone and spring has come once more. The rebels rejoice that winter is no more. For now it is spring and the leaves are growing green.
10th Georgia routed, 2 units rallied, 26 units understruck, 4 units recovered fatigue, and no one resupplied. So, where's those Georgians? Georgians, there they are. They're over here. There they are. They routed. Of course, they routed this way into them. But it also caused quite a bit of mayhem in the process.
And if the Federals trouble us, we'll surely do them harm. For we have declared that our land shall be free.
Otherwise,
They stay away.
the situation is fairly okay as far as I'm concerned. You can't see anyone, can't see anyone, can't see anyone. So we'll start down here as always.
The rebels from their homes are compelled to go and stay in the woods, in the bushes thick and low.
And these boys are just going to try and make their way back to the army. You will fall back down there. Hello there, you pesky cavalry.
Away from their sweethearts, they have to stay and lay in the woods by night and by day. For if by the Federals they should capture
Hood, you are going to look to try and rally them.
be carried to the penitentiary, then away from their homes, away they will be, away
Alright.
from their homes in their own country, where the rose is in bud and the blossoms on the tree, and the lark is singing home to North Missouri.
You will go there. As will you. And we'll just look to put the guns in a place where they can blaster the snot out of the Federals hit along this wall.
Now, my my song is almost ended, and since it is so, back to the wars with all speed I must go, with my gun in my hand,
And the horse gun will go that way.
Farewell, my dear friends, I must bid you adieu. Been away from my home.
So let's do this. You pour it into them. You're not going to do a lot of damage. But any is good. In this case, any damage is good damage.
When the war is over, I will return to thee, and we will get married if we can agree. And when we are joined in wedlock's happy band,
A, B, and K companies of the 53rd Pennsylvania. Pour it into the 1st Massachusetts. Alright, McClaws. What do we do with you? Well, Wofford, the first part of Wofford, I think, will... Ugh. And we run into Brewster and Graham. Advance. Alright. Brewster and Carr. These boys will also advance. And pour it into the 73rd. Alright, Kershaw. We'll leave Kershaw for the moment. You will go there and try and rally. I just need to seize this writ. If I can seize this for the day, despite the cost, I will be happy. Advance. We'll come back to Kershaw and Barksdale in a minute.
A hungry, thirsty soldier who wears his life away with torn clothes whose better days are o'er.
What can you see? You can just see
He's
him.
sighing now for whiskey with his nose dry as hay. Sings hard crackers come again.
So you would just blast that one regiment to
It's
smithereens.
It's the sigh of the hungry. Hard crackers.
We're actually going to withdraw there.
Oh, hard crackers come again no more.
For the moment,
'Tis a sigh that is wafted across the troubled wave. 'Tis a wail that is heard upon the shore.
Who is that? That's Ward. Let's pour it into them.
It's the song, it's the sigh of the weary. Oh, hard times come again no more. Many days you've lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more.
Alright, these boys, pour it into them. These boys will advance up here. Pour it into them. Oof. Thomas will advance. Pour it into them. Alright, scale. Pour it in. This is Ames. The Florida Brigade will do two things. They'll advance here, exposing their back, unfortunately, for a little bit of fire, but trying to put the 17th Connecticut in a vice. You have no ammo, so you need to fall back. And these boys will come up. And we'll look to assault them. Mahone will stay where he is for the moment. Can you see anyone? Yes, you can. So you might as well blast them. Just to weaken them, if nothing else. Let's just look to weaken these boys as much as possible. Alright, that is Thomas done. Scales. Alright, Perrin. And Jones. Let's see. Ugh. I will be shot at pretty hard. However, I am partial. Given the alternative of just sitting here and letting him escape, I'd rather not. Alrighty. So let's not let them escape. These guns, you will blast at them. You blast at them. Blast them. Stonewall Brigade is going to come over the ridge and we will just pour it into them. Where are you, Edward Johnson? Get your butt forward. Pender, you are in effective command. Anderson, you're in effective command. McLeod, you're in effective command. And Hood, you're in effective command. So, for the most part, we're okay for now. Oof.
And if the Federals trouble us, we'll surely do them harm.
Pour it into them.
That our land shall be free.
Now, I could throw Jones forward again, but I'm partial not to. His regiments have sort of gotten quite mauled. Now, I could throw Nichols forward, or I could send Stewart forward and attempt to further trap this lot in a vice, but it's difficult to say the least. My opponent has not made it easy, to say the least. But given that I was already withdrawing across Seminary Ridge, the question is, do I keep that idea going? That's the question, isn't it? Your Pender and you'll hit them. Third Corps Artillery Reserve. Lane is staying in reserve for now. All this bloodshed and it's not even 10 o'clock in the morning. I attacked incredibly early, but that's partly because, well, get back there. Did not mean to move you.
My dear friends, I must bid you adieu. Then away from my home,
yeah, the big thing is I attacked incredibly early for two big reasons, really. The Federals were much further forward than they were historically, and as a result I couldn't really afford to sit on my butt and wait for all of Hood's division to arrive. So Hood's going in without a whole brigade. He's missing the Alabama brigade, so
Home we will be. Home here is home in this
Roads will remain in reserve for the moment.
roses in bud and the blossoms on the tree, and the lark is singing home to North Missouri.
Alright. John B. Gordon and his brigade is going to be setting up nicely up there.
Words and
I sort of have to keep my current position, that's the problem. If I don't, Smith is going to be forced to head even further north. In fact, I think he's going to have to go further north. Don't think I have an option on the matter. I'll try and get him across there, and then have him come back down. But we shall see. Early's wagon will run up there. Now, Early's artillery, which I had retreat fairly early, is going to actually start taking up positions on Seminary. And look to start any Federals that decide to get uppity and decide they want to come down, continue pushing forward, by all means they can. They're going to run straight into all of Early's divisional artillery, and I'll also make sure they run into a fair chunk of the core artillery as well. Now, withdrawing, continuing to withdraw over here. Now, over here, Nichols and the Louisiana Tigers. Let's make sure he can see them. As I shimmy them about as well.
Hurrah for the choice of the nation, our chieftain so brave and so true. We'll go for the great Reformation, for Lincoln and liberty too.
Alrighty.
We'll go for the son of Kentucky, the hero of Hoosierdom through. A pride of the suckers so lucky, for Lincoln and liberty too.
We'll look to hit him from 3 sides. Now, this is all Heath's artillery. There's a ford here. Can this ford be spotted? It cannot. But he would spot me as soon as I tried to get onto the road. Early, anyway. Where's the next ford? Where's the next ford across the creek? Eesh. All the way down here is the next crossing point. So that would be a very long-term potential. I am concerned given that, for one, I don't know so what have we lost? About 8,000 to 9,000? I can take that. In the meantime, Heath is going to take up positions down here and rest. His guns, who can't see anyone now. The Pulaski Georgian gun, the McLaws's guns, I will start to try and bring forward to get them through those trees so I can actually have some cannon support.
We'll go for the son of Kentucky, the hero of Hoosierdom Blue, the pride of the suckers so lucky.
Alright, we'll spread out ourselves. I don't know. Yeah, this just must all be 2nd Corps. Am I in a position to, well, really... Let's bring up Alexander's battalion of guns.
About the bloody battle that was fought on Shiloh.
And Hood's wagon.
Struggle because your blood would chill. It was the famous battle.
And the Washington, Louisiana battery. Or Washington, Louisiana artillery, rather. Because they're companies, they're not.
The drums and fifes were played
All in all,
for us to march away.
I'm fairly happy.
That fear did my heart with anguish fill for the wounded men dying that lay on Shallow Hill.
So,
About the hour of sunrise, the battle had begun.
do I throw scales forward?
We fought them hand in hand. It caused so many homes.
No, I think I will just have the Floridians do that for me. And then Posey will move up there. Mahone will remain in reserve for now. Barksdale likewise. we just try and whistle away at the Federal line.
And early the next morning we were called to arms again, unmindful of the wounded, unmindful of the slain.
And then Stuart arrives in 2 turns. And then a turn afterwards, Fritz Lee arrives. Kemper, Pickett, and I am going to need Pickett no matter. Pickett is going to be very much needed for day 3. Although, to be fair, if I haven't won the battle yet, chances of winning it in day 3 is... It'd be dodgy because of the 6th Corps' arrival. Still, for now, let us push onwards to the melee. So, nope, none of them here. I do not want to banzai straight into the Federal line there. Posey will hit. Oof. There we go. Smash up what's left of the 54th New York. And the Florida Brigade. There we go. The Federal line, for all intensive purposes, has broken. It's not strictly true, but... These boys here will be assaulted out of place by Wilcox. I'll lose 8 men in the process of the assault. And then another 34. Yikes. The 3rd Georgia. And the 2nd Georgia Battalion. We'll also chuck them in as well. No. I should have just done that from the start. Ow. Alrighty. Chunks of the Federal line have just given way now as I swarm over Seminary Ridge. Question is, can I continue it while being blasted in the face by massed Federal artillery? It's gonna be difficult to say the least. Right, I can't assault them. That is probably their weakest point. What's it got? It's got the A, B and K companies of the 53rd Pennsylvania, which is the division, Caldwell's Divisional Guard, or Divisional Reserve. Reserve? No. Not Provost. Well, Divisional Escort. because it's under the division. 57th New York under Zook, who is 2nd Corps, and Cross, who is 3rd Corps. There's Zook. Zook, for the most part, is now in the fighting as well. Still, I'm actually really happy with that turn. Federal losses again climbing. They've now lost about as many as I have. I've lost 8,900 infantry, plus 300, say 400 cav, so 9,400 in about 9,400 to 8,002. So he's got about 1,200 lost lead on me. Still, I am very pleased with that. Hopefully, the line continues to buckle under the pressure. Those look like fresh 2nd Corps troops, which is not a welcome sight.
About the hour of sunrise, the battle had begun. Before the day had vanished, we fought hand in hand. Caused so many homes,
And with what looks like the 12th, I think is the 12th and the 5th Corps over here, continuing to just work their way in caving in my left. It's gonna be an interesting one. We shall see if I can pull out a victory, or at least a very, very bloody draw. We shall see. But now, however, let us push on, and I thank you all for watching. I hope you have been enjoying the series as always. If you have, consider leaving a comment, hitting that thumbs up, or subscribing. Let me know what I can improve, what I might have missed in the turn, and I will see you all next time. So until then, bye bye for now. So, laters.